Hey everybody, so I see y'all live tomorrow. I got busy mama duties and work and everything anyway. So anyway, I'll be live tomorrow so we can talk about the holidays and what I said I was gonna do tonight in the live. But I do want to quickly come in here before the night is over, and I just want to play some clips for y'all. I did mention it in my last live. Now remember, when we're talking about a pandemic, we're talking about the new world order. We're talking about things that are going to happen around the world. It can't just be something that happens in one place, okay? So I want to show you right now with everything going on. I'm going to play a clip for you of what the World Health Organization had to say about, if not a matter of if, but when, right, that disease X is coming and it's going to be worse than COVID or the last pandemic. So I'm going to play that for you. And then I'm going to play you several news clips. Around the world. So in the Congo, they are talking about a pandemic that they're having and a virus that people are actually catching at a fast rate for them. And they are also dying from it. Okay. Then China is having an issue. They're calling it, a pandemic and things of that nature. And now India is now reporting about what's going on in China, worried that this is going to come there and affect them. And then I'm going to end it with the clip from right here in the United States with this bird flu or whatever it is they're talking about. Remember, California went into a state of emergency over the bird flu, right? And I'm going to show you how the news plays these games. Like, they're going to mention it like, oh, could we be facing another pandemic? And then they're going to have somebody come on and say, oh, well, you shouldn't be that worried about it. But they keep using the word. So remember, there's primers. Like, the bottom line is, why is everybody in all these places around the world right now using this word? Like, in the past month, you see on their news, either they're dealing with something that they're talking about pandemics, or either they are suggesting we should be careful and watch for red flags. But everybody is using that wording like right now at the same time. And so that's what I want you to pay attention to, okay? So anyway, I'm gonna throw these clips in here. I will see you guys on the next live or the next video.
We will pay dearly next time. And there will be a next time. History teaches us that the next pandemic is a matter of when, not if. It may be caused by an influenza virus or a new coronavirus, or it may be caused by a new pathogen we don't even know about yet, or what we call disease X.
Janice, the cause of this disease is still unknown. They don't really know a lot about what's happening with it, but what do we know about what's been spreading?
So cases have been reported since late October. We're talking about 6 weeks already, which is a bit of a concern because that's a fair time lapse in terms of actually getting diagnostics done. We know that there are flu-like symptoms, so we're thinking fever, headache, runny nose, body ache, those sort of things. Most of the cases have been amongst children younger than 5 years old, and all the severe cases are people who are malnourished.
These are in pictures from the COVID-19 pandemic that broke out 5 years ago. Recent pictures from China that has surfaced on social media has sparked up big concerns about a possible spread of yet another infection. Overpacked hospitals and crematoriums overflowing is what various handles of social media indicate, but not the World Health Organization, neither China, has verified any of these claims. It is being suggested that mysterious metapneumovirus is making hundreds of people sick. China is indeed seeing a rise in respiratory infections. This is being attributed to the catch-up period with lockdowns opening up, exposure for pathogens, and the winter season.
The Chinese CCP government is playing down fears of yet another pandemic and instead promoting travel to China. But traveling to China right now comes along with serious health questions. A new virus from China is threatening to sweep the world once again, just like the Wuhan virus. China is experiencing a surge in another respiratory illness, causing an alarm around the world about the possible outbreak of yet another epidemic. The biggest fear is whether the CCP will silence doctors and whistleblowers once again, just like it did to hide the Wuhan virus outbreak in 2019 before it was too late and the virus had already spread to Europe, the Americas, as well as India. The severity of the present situation is certain, as social media platforms are ablaze with pictures and videos of overwhelmed hospitals in China and overcrowded medical services, with people complaining of various respiratory diseases.
We've seen a major uptick in cases of the bird flu in recent weeks. And now a new report from Newsweek reveals the CDC is on high alert and searching for pandemic red flags. The CDC's last update shows there are 66 confirmed cases of bird flu in the U.S. Confirmed cases have also been detected in 915 dairy herds and more than 129 million poultry. Joining us now for more, primary care physician and public health specialist, Dr. Saju Matthew. Dr. Matthew, I know you're in Atlanta. You're seeing different cases, and you're following this like we are. It feels like we hear about viruses all the time, but these bird flu cases continue to pop up all across the country, namely in California and places like that. What should we know?
Well, Nick, here's the deal. So far, most of the cases have been amongst poultry workers, commercial farm workers, and they are constantly exposed to the bird flu. This one severe case in Louisiana is what's concerned public health officials like me, because that is the first severe case of bird flu from dead birds in that patient's backyard. So the question now remains, is the virus mutating so easily that it's penetrating the human body? And next, will there be a case of human to human or person to person transmission? But I want to be clear, the average risk for a person in the community is still low. If you're not working with wild birds or poultry, your risk for the bird flu should be low. But we need to be absolutely sure that we're sequencing these viruses and paying close attention to the mutations.
And Dr. Matthew, you're used to viruses. You expect a virus to mutate over time. You're just worried about the speed of it possibly and how it is spreading. There are a number of ways to become infected. A big concern is that that infection could occur through our food chain. Now, according to the CDC, the public health risk remains low. Like you said, no infected birds or products will be entered into the commercial food chain. When it comes to poultry, though, and eggs, any chances that it could affect the things that families consume, and are there any changes that families should make?
Ultimately, when you think about decreasing your risk, the average risk for an average American family, you want to make sure you avoid raw food. You want to make sure that you are pasteurizing your milk. Avoid raw milk. And in the cases of the number of cats that have also gotten the bird flu, if you're a pet owner, try to keep your cats indoors. And again, always make sure that it's commercial pet food and that we're all avoiding raw milk. Those are some of the steps that the average person can take to decrease the risk.